Hello everyone. So once again, gonna be doing a little bit of VOD review. So this game is going to be actually a really special game. This is actually the first time I got a perfect score, right? This is my first 100 bomb, as you can tell from the title. And what I ended up going was the Cho reroll build that is really strong in the current meta. So the first augment I got was endurance training. I think it doesn't show it. We can go back a little bit. I don't think I showed it when I was scouting, but like I kind of scout a little bit. I see that there's a couple piltovers, which is good for me because my Cho will be able to eat and scale. I think I saw 2 people maybe going to bruiser comp, but I hit endurance training. I just decided to go with it. The reason I decided to go with it, even though I'm contested Cho and they could contest me the whole game and kind of grief me, endurance training, basically what it does is it similar to like the Cho scaling. It's like every time you kill a unit you gain a little bit of stats or you gain a little bit of HP. So it helps that I already have a Cho 2 and it makes me super stable on Cho 2 because I'm basically going to be scaling much faster than all the other Chos because I'm going to be scaling almost as fast as like a Cho 3 basically. And in the worst case scenario, and I don't end up going the whole Cho reroll option, I could still go like Bruiser Slayer comp, which is a really strong comp. And this endurance training will help that the frontline bruisers that I basically put in now will be really strong for late game, right? So I can go like 4 bruiser, 4 slayer on 8, or sorry, on 7, something like that, right? Some kind of comp like that. Okay, so that's the gist of it. The Cho reroll is really strong because of that, right? You have options. Basically, you can put like any backline units with the Cho reroll. A lot of people, like if you're just starting out, you've never seen the Cho reroll, basically what you're doing is you're rolling for 3-star Cho'Gath, as well as 3-star Renekton, as well as 3-star of both or one of the backline carry units. Now your backline carry units, usually you see Malzahar and Cassiopeia, but they can be anybody. Right, like Kale works really well, which is why I'm holding a Kale. Basically, any 2 that you 3-star, or even one of them that you 3-star on your roll down, you can just play it in the backline, and then you can build your backline around it because your front line's always going to be 4 bruiser, and then if you hit a bruiser emblem, 6 bruiser, or if you hit level 9 or level 8, you go 6 bruiser. You basically need, if you don't have an emblem, then you need the Scion for the 6 bruiser, so it becomes really difficult. But you're usually stable with 4 bruiser and 2 backline units, right? And that's like your level 6 board basically. So whatever 3-star backline unit you hit, you can take. I think the one I have the most fun with is Kale, because Kale takes like magic item. Samira doesn't work that well. Malzahar and Cassiopeia work really well because basically they allow you to have anti-heal and a bit of shred, and then the Kale usually can replace the Malzahar for like better shred, and then you're playing more like a Slayer reroll comp. But that's the gist of it, and you want to roll early. You don't want to level up. You want to stay level 4 until after Krugs. Then after Krugs, you want to roll down to stabilize. Hit Cho 3 as soon as possible because Cho 3 scales faster than the other ones, and this is a very tempo comp, right? The earlier you hit Cho, the better. So I'm scouting around. I'm seeing, okay, am I committing towards Slayers or am I committing towards Bruisers with this? And then for Cho, so basically like it's one of those hyper carry comp. So for Cho, you're basically building a Bramble, which gives defense, and for every star level, it causes like reduced crit damage. So basically you want to put, I'm showing the endurance training, which is just like 18 bonus health. I'm checking my Cho stats. So you put that because it gives a lot of armor and it has like the secondary ability that scales with star level, so it's really good on Cho. You usually put a Declaw and a Redemption. Redemption is like healing and a bit of HP and a bit of magic, and then the Declaw for MR and a little bit of healing as well. Okay, so I'm already like a bunch of Chos in here, looking around. It's really good to play Cho into the Piltover team comps because basically you're getting free wins. The biggest problem with the Cho reroll is that if you don't hit Cho early, he doesn't scale as well, and then you can go like, you won't cap out as easily. You want to hit Cho 3 as fast as possible. You also want your Cho scaling as fast as possible because his attack, like his ability goes up with his sorry, YouTube ad. Everything that he does scales with HP, so you want him to chew and to eat and to kill and not be killed, and he's a little bit like frail in these early stages. It helps to greed items. Sometimes people go like Twisted Fate if you're just hard committing like a Cho reroll, but then you lose out on combat augments, so you don't get that high cap out. Anyways, I'm streaking, I have 60 gold, I'm rich as heck, so now I'm just grabbing all one's cost, right? I'm kind of filling my bench with all the one cost, and whatever backline units I get is what I get, right? You can play Milio for Invoker. I don't have that many Milios, so I'm not committing. I have the most Kales, or I have the most Malzahars and I have Kales. And Cassiopeias, and I'm just grabbing all of them, right? And then after this roll down, I'll kind of decide who I want to keep. So I'm gonna lose the Jin probably. Like Samira doesn't work that well, so I'll probably sell Samira here. I think it's a good idea to make econ selling Samira. And the reason you roll really aggressively on this stage, on 3-1, is because you're still level 4, right? As you can see. So with level 4, also I should boost the volume of this so you guys get some more game audio. There we go. Because you're still level 4, you have higher odds of the one cost, so you're just rolling early. This guy's Piltover Soul. It helps that there's multiple people going Piltover, so this lobby is kind of very troll, right? I think there was 2 people going Piltover. There was 1 or 2 people going Bruiser, which we're gonna see after the next time I scout that they kind of switch off of the Bruiser reroll. And then they kind of play like random boards that are pretty weak. And because there's 2 people going Piltover, they don't hit as hard, right? Here, so it's Prismatic. I take Harm Assist. So I don't need Golden Ticket because I'm already pretty close to Cho 3 and have really good econ. I don't need the items, even though I'm greeting items on the side. I'm kind of feel like it's okay because I'm win streaking, right? So there's no need to slam the items, and I can kind of wait out for items if I really need to, because like there's people in the lobby that are super weak. And then Harm Assist is just super good, right? It gives everybody a massive amount of healing. And like Cho'Gath, you know, he does like, you know, Big Bite does a big chunk of damage, so Harm Assist heals a big chunk, and like anything that sustains him and makes him unkillable is amazing. So here I'm going for it. Because I hit level 5 naturally, so I'm putting in Cassiopeia. I swap in the Renekton to make sure that he gets the Shurima buff, because the Shurima buff I want on the Renekton because he's going to 3-star. And then I just hit a Sedge on level 5. Super high roll. But look, I'm 4 Bruiser on level 5. It's not worth it to play the Cassiopeia. And I keep in the Malzahar for Void. It's also, keep in mind that one reason not to greed items on Cho, like you don't want to slam a Warmogs or what's it called, Gargoyle. You're also, we're also in the Ornn Galaxy, so I'm gonna get an Ornn item or an artifact, is what they call it now. And there's some really good ones that you can put on Cho. So for example, like Anima Visage, even Hullbreaker might be really good in some cases. But Anima Visage is so good. So, you know, if I hit that and I bink it, I can put it on Cho and I do pretty well. I don't want to skip ahead. I think I'm gonna hit Cho soon. Yeah, here we go. I hit Cho this turn. It's not the earliest. You usually want to hit him on like 3-1, ideally, but I am on 3-3. I feel strong. I feel stable. I'm grabbing Kales. I'm pretty close to the Kale. There's a Mordekaiser. I'm not gonna hold Mordekaiser to play Slayers because I don't need it right now. But I'm 1 Malzahar off. I'm quite a few Cassiopeias off. I'm closer to Kale, but only by 1, right? I think the best thing to do is to scout and just commit to 1, because you don't have the bench space for everything. Unless I hit this Malzahar and then put up some bench space. Yeah, you see I sell and I sell it because I hit a Renekton. Cassiopeia gives anti-heal and she's really, really good. And she also gives the Shurima for the Renekton. It's not the best thing to... You shouldn't like force your backline because you want to level up, right? So you just want to hit whatever as fast as possible and then push levels because you want to get in Sedge, you want to get in Scion, right? You want to get in like actual units that matter. So you don't want to like force your 1-stars and stay a low level and keep rolling for them. You kind of just want to play what you get and then roll with it, and that's usually the best way to like tempo with the comp. Because if you stay low level too long, a lot of people, like, or at least when I started out, I'd like force, you know, like some reroll comps you have to force, like everything has to be in its place or else it doesn't work. You can put any 2 backline units in most cases. Play what you get, try and make them synergize up, and then roll with it, right? If you play Sorks, then you can play like 4 Sork backline, 2 Sork backline, and something else. If you play like something else, like if you play Slayer, you can play Slayer comp, right? Okay, so here I hit Manazine. Should take Manazine, yeah. None of those are really good Cho items, but putting them on a backline unit, like this Malzahar is going to be a 3-star. I get my Redemption as well. I hit my Renekton with 1 to spare. And now I'm just like grabbing the Cassiopeia. It's mostly to thin the pool. I'm not like going to go back to Cassiopeia usually. And then I'm 1 Kale off after this. I'm 1 Malzahar off, 1 Kale off. So I'm kind of just rolling to 0 because like I said, you just want to hit these as fast as possible and then push levels, right? The typical note, you don't want to overroll. I overrolled a little bit, but when you're 1 off of units and now I'm 1 off 2 different units, if you're 1 off a unit, you just want to roll so that you spike, right? That's like the general thing. Anyways, these are all easy pickings because the lobby is very weak. I hit my Malzahar. I'm just rolling for this Kale. I don't hit it yet. I'm probably gonna like sell and roll one more again. I still don't hit it.
Here's to those who ask how,
this isn't necessarily
like
the
from Home Hardware
the best play, I would say. Right? At this point, it might be better just to econ and save, because if I'm 1 Kale off, I'll probably hit it. Right? I don't have to roll for it. Now I'm just rolling for Kale. Before I was rolling for Malzahar and Kale. Getting into this econ dump, if I was in a much stronger lobby, it would really destroy me. But as you can see, like there's this guy going Jinx, who doesn't really have anything going. He's still Jinx 1, so this is gonna be an easy win. There's like Piltover people that are still Piltover streaking, so like those aren't super scary to play against. And there's nobody that's super challenging. I think I scout a little bit at one point. We see some Azir, some strategists, some other stuff. A lot of these comps, there's nothing like super threatening though, right? That's my music. Gotta put it back. There's nothing insanely threatening is the thing, right? And I'm still full HP, right? When I was playing this game, I wasn't really thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna be Mr. 100, right? A lot of times when you look at your HP and you look at your streak and you're just looking at it for, okay, it's a resource, right? Is it worth it for me to heavily invest right now, or should I, just chill? Anyways, I hit my Declaw. Right, so for me with HP, I'm thinking like, even if one of these people spikes and beats me for like a round, I want to be in a good position to level up and do stuff. As you can see, so a little bit late, but I've kind of decided that, I don't think I roll. I think right now I'm debating if I roll or if I start pushing levels. Right? And I think the correct play is usually push level here, right? In my opinion. It's hard to say, but Sedge is contested. I want to get to a higher level soon because there's the Piltover players. There's 2 of them, so they're probably both going to grab Sedges because they're playing Vi. I haven't even seen a Vi. Vi's contested because of the Piltover players, right? I can stay 4 Bruiser as I am now, which is fine, but even if I hit Kale 3, I can't even play Kale 3. I'm not going to drop out of Bruiser to play a Kale. You know what I mean? Anyway, we can see my Cho already has really good scaling. Nothing can beat him. This guy has a Philios, not even close. He picked Piltover Final Reserve, so this I think would be the guy that would be scary. Full streaking, already has like a legendary. But Anyways, this is the big moment. So this is where you start, this is where you know that you're just going to hit first. Bruiser Crest, super stable, because with a Bruiser Crest, now I can literally hit 6 Bruiser next level. Like I can level up and hit 6 Bruiser. But I don't even have to play the Kale. I'm 6 Bruiser like instantly. I don't even need to hit Scion, I just need to hit Vi, which is like way easier. I don't know what I'm even debating, I'm just kind of thinking about it, right? The other, I think I skipped it, but the other people switched off a Bruiser anyways. Which is really good. So I'm just gonna Bruiser Malzahar, probably just like whatever. Oh look, I hit the Vi actually. I leveled up and I hit Vi. So look, I'm 6 Bruiser now. I'm super stable, I can just coast now, right? That's what I'm thinking. Right, I just want to econ up, I want to coast. I'm 1 Kale off. When I hit the Kale, I hit the Kale. And we'll see what happens. I think I had some extra items. Oh yeah, I slammed Warmogs somewhere maybe. I don't remember. Do I put the item on? But usually you put items on Sedge. Like it's a Sedge 1, but I'm hoping there'll be a Sedge 2 eventually. And I don't want to put items on the other guys because then they're stuck on it. Renekton, even though he's 3-star, I don't know about this unit. He's always kind of trash. Is it just me? Like, I've never seen him do anything of use, even when I full itemize him in one of these team comps. Sedge is just so much tankier, I feel. Like I feel like Renekton always dies before Sedge. Even like full items. But I need a Sedge too, right? Which is gonna be hard. Anyway, some more Piltover comms. I just want to get to like the next major thing, right? So I'm still streaking at 100. What items should I get here? I'm probably looking for something for Rek'Sai. Like, if it's hard to say because I'm last pick, so it's just like I take what I can get. So I might just grab Cape or Belt, right? Cape Belt is good. This Kale is also good. It gives me Kale 3. I might just grab Kale. Yeah. So that's just free Kale 3, right? It gives me a sword, which is okay because Deathblade isn't bad on Rek'Sai. Like she's kind of chill with that item. Anyways, I want to get in Kale. So the thing is, right now, if we look at our board, something you always have to think about is like resists, matchups with enemies. So right now, I just have hyper carry Cho, right? But what do I want for Cho to get better? I want Shred, right? I want MR Shred because he does MR damage. So I'm thinking like, okay, later do I want Spark, but I can put more tank items on the frontline units, but I probably want more attacking units. Because if Cho isn't, I either want Spark so that Cho goes nuts, or some sort of MR Shred, which FYI, Kale does great MR Shred. So I'm thinking like maybe Kale. I want Kale in as soon as possible to get this, and also get Slayer for Rek'Sai. I'm thinking maybe I slam items on Rek'Sai, I have 2 carries with the Rek'Sai, right? I'm in a good position because I have a lot of money, I have a lot of health, right? If I wanted to, I can do nothing and just streak and push levels and like, you know what I mean? Like I have to lose maybe like 4 matches to be tied for 2nd place health. Oh, I just pushed level for Kale. Yeah. This is a bit of like, I don't know what my mindset was. I think my mindset here was I just want the 100 for the YouTube video.
Take a colorful
right?
journey.
I don't think this is the
Nationals
I don't think this is the goated play or the correct play. But it's the funny play, right? The reason I'm pushing it is because this spikes me instantly, right? It severely hurts my econ, but it makes it so it's very hard, or it makes me. It's basically like strongest board, right? If you're not like doing this for YouTube and you're doing this for Elo, you shouldn't. I don't think you should do this ever. It's probably better just to sack a couple rounds of health. Because if you look at the rest of the lobby, there's one guy already dead. There's one guy at 20. There's 2 guys that are under like 40. And the next closest person is at 62. You're 40 HP up on the second next person. Even if you get absolutely shit on, it's stage 4. Right? You get absolutely shit on, you're only going to lose like, what, like 15 health? And you have like a bruiser comp, so you're not going to get shit on, right? So you're probably good for 4 losses before you're even like drop out of first pick, right? And you can have so much econ, right? Like 4 rounds. Like imagine 4 rounds of streaking with econ, right? Or 4 rounds of econ, you'd literally be I'd be able to push level 8, right? With probably gold to spare. But like I said, this is for like I want to be strong now, and I want to make sure that I win this. So it's like let's give me the shred instantly, as well as another 3-star unit that can do damage. Anyways, this one's funny. Like this guy, like I don't know what this lobby is doing, but look, this guy took all gold augments, right? Like this was like now I've dropped on D4 again because I just had like a couple really bad losses trying to learn new comps. But this was when I was like D3, like high elo D3. This is horrible. I feel like you should always try and go for some combat. He's going for full roll. I think he took Infernal Contract. He's stuck on 7 with a bunch of money. So he's just trying to, like, what, 3's cost is Fiora? Or 3-star is Fiora or something? I feel like there's better options, right? Like me, I'm actually like, I'm 2 really good combat augments for my team comp. And then 1, like, crest, which is, you know, probably the best crest in the game. I think it averages like a 4.1 or 4.2. Right? I'm not gonna check stats for video, but like I think in the future I'll probably bring up stats. I just didn't prepare much for this one because it's more of a celebratory video. Because on the title you can already tell that I kind of won it. This guy's strategist feels bad. He scoped weapons, only a 0-1. I think he had Nasus 1 as well. It's not Nasus 2. So So it's not. Man, it's like I'm punching babies this whole game. You know what I mean? Because like nobody really has like a super strong board. What I should be doing though, chat, right now, what I should be doing is I'm in a position of a lot of power, right? I have decent money, right? I should use whatever extra money that I have. I should scout and then deny people their forecast, right? It's like a really ratty play. It's a very like trashy, like maybe it's like, you know, a little bit degenerate. But you should always play out your win cons, right? The only way I lose is, for example, that guy with an Infernal Contract gets Fiora 3, right? And I'm talking like lose like the whole game. It's stage 5, everybody's already dead. I'm just whipping around everybody. Okay, I grab Jarvan because I might play Jarvan after. Right? Okay, I start scouting. Cool. You saw that there was the one Piltover guy with the Cassante 2. So the guy with the Cassante 2, that guy is a threat. Because he has Cassante 2, and based on, like, usually you want your Cho'Gath on the side because you don't want him to aggro to take all damage, and you want him to kind of try and wrap, right? Wrap and kill units. So I'm placing my Cho on the side. I think if you place your Cho on this side, the Cassante can insta kick him out, which is something I know, but I'm not. I think it's like a hindsight thing because I see the Cassante now. I think when I first looked at it, I didn't look good enough. I didn't see the Cassante. I don't know if it's this side or this side. It's one of these two sides. I'm pretty sure it's this side that Cassante can just kick him off instantly. There's tech, right? So this guy, I think I see it now, right? Yeah, I see this. And I'm like, oh shit. You can see how Cassante attacks on the angle. If he attacks the other way, then he kicks and then he flies off right here, the Cho'Gath, right? So look, he kicks off my Sedge, right? Insta. He has Protector's Vow. It's not even an issue, right? So it becomes like a race. It's like, is my Cho gonna one-shot this Cassante or not? But this guy has Bastion, so probably not. So I feel like this guy could have played this better and positioned for me. But he didn't. He just didn't position for me. So for me, it's like, okay, he didn't position for me. Maybe he just doesn't know the tech. And now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I guess I just don't care about it right now. Like, I'll care if he, like, does something. Anyways, I have Jinsu on Kale. Jinsu on Kale is really good. And it just gives me more shred. And then you put the Cho on the same side as the Kale because you want the Kale to attack the unit the Cho's attacking so that the Cho hits that unit. And then they're shredded, right? I'm looking here. I can also put in Freylord. Freylord helps my whole team. So that's why I'm grabbing these ashes. Because I'm thinking, like, I'm 50 gold. You know, I might push next level 8 and just lay the pressure on, right? Because it's stage 5. Half the lobby's going to die in the next 2 rounds, probably. Right, this is the other Piltover guy. He went for Jinx. I think this is Jinx 3. And he's going for this guy. He might have been okay if he had Jace with full items because he took the Piltover combat augment and dueling Gunners. But I don't know. Every time I play Gunner, I feel like Gunner is not a good matchup into Cho. Like, I feel like Cho reroll always kills Gunner. It's so bad. So, like, every time I play, like, I tried to play Jinx reroll so many times. It doesn't matter how strong my board is. Even with Robotic Arm, I never could beat the Cho boards. It's tough. This guy I'm not too worried about. This guy I'm not too worried about. He's going for Fiora 3 and he has the Kaisa 2, but he's at like 12 health with very little gold, right? If you go back, right? So look, he has 30 gold, right? He's missing 3 Kaisas, and I think that's not a Fiora. He's missing 4 Fioras, right? So I'm not stressed yet, but I should probably hold units, right? If I was like thinking more like, you know, that's like a way that you lose your spot, right? The main thing to look at in this game is that even though I got like a perfect game that I was 100, you should always look for improvements. Right? I'm 62 gold, right? I only need to be 50 to be max econ. I can hold shit on my bench, right? Because there's nothing I really need to put in besides maybe like a Sedge 2. Yeah, just a Samira. So I'm gonna make him 1 HP now. I think that's fine. I think next turn I'm probably gonna it's gonna be a perfect interval to level up because it's gonna be 5-4. So I'm gonna be what's it called? I'm gonna be like 50 to level up or something. Something like that, and I'll just Yeah, as you can see, look, this Fiora is already giving a run for the money. But I have Kale, right? So the Kale scales with the Jinsu's, does the Shred, Cho does the Big Bite, Endurance Training plus the HP gains from Cho. He's just massive. He's like one-shotting shit, right? Which is great. Great for me, actually. Because what do I want here? I probably want, like, Shiv. If they can give me Shiv, what it does is it makes it so that Shiv with Jinsu on Kale is like an oldie goldie classic. Shiv Jinsu works really well because what Shiv does is it causes damage to, like, it does like chain lightning as they call it. It does damage to like other units, right? And by doing damage to other units with the Jinsu, and it also does Shred. Now Kale already has a little bit of Shred, but it just gives more Shred, which is what I want for my Cho. So it's like the perfect item for this team comp. It gives Slayer, so I have Kale gives Slayer for Rek'Sai, but I didn't hit Rek'Sai 2, I'm not really rolling for Rek'Sai 3, I'm just pushing levels. Here I hit Rek'Sai 2, I have Sedge 2, I didn't really hold anything on my roll down. I don't think I saw like Fiora at all, but if I did I should have held it. It's fine. But then with the Jinsu, she slowly gets faster. She attacks faster. The faster she attacks, the more she does like her ability is like every third strike she strikes. So by doing lots of attacks, she hits her third strikes a lot more. She does more Shred. The chain lightning starts to do more damage. You start to soften up everybody on the team because you're basically like, you see the little chain lightning, so it does like a little bit of chip damage to everybody. Or to like multiple people, and that's just good. It's just good for this team comp because the Kale's just like here going nuts while everybody's targeting the Cho. You want to shred everybody so that Cho kills them, and you want to soften them up so that everybody kind of like, you know, is easier to one shot. Anyways, I think this guy's gonna be low. Yeah, it's a pretty smooth sailing from here. Oh look, this guy, look, he's very close to the Kaisa now, right? And I noticed this, you can see that I look and I see it, right? Yeah, you can see that I see it. I'm maybe panicking, like I'm counting now, right? Look, he's one Kaisa off, right? And this guy's like holding a Felios. I think that, I think what I'm doing here is bad. I should, like in my head, I'm like, well, they're 1 HP anyways, right? Like maybe I should just econ to make sure that I win. This 20 gold isn't gonna matter. I'm not pushing 9, and I'm not really leveling to put anybody. I should guarantee by holding the units, right? This guy has 2 Aphelioses. I should hold Aphelios, I should hold Kaisa, and I should just roll down for it. Because if any of those hit that, it might be a threatening board. Right? I'm not sure how well it does because my board is pretty strong, but we gotta be careful. Anyways, take a note, chat. Cassante not targeting Cho. Now, the way that I position my board, my Cho is no longer in the exact corner. Right, what's the time? 29:07. I think earlier I was here, so there's a chance that he doesn't kick it off, right? You need the Cho to be like in this exact corner, right, for it to work, which I don't think I ever do, but it's important to recognize that. Okay, I hit Dragon, but yeah, you should always like, even kicking the Cho, like there might be a chance you kick it off, right? So you should be playing towards that, not playing towards Cassante kicking off a useless unit and dying, right? Like right now, the Cassante's targeting like the Vi or the Sedge, right? Sorry, the screen goes black when I tab out, so it's like adjusting music and stuff. I guess some Root Forgers. None of this matters. Here I'm just looking like maybe something for Kale. Just like get a Death Blade, reforge it. I get a Sunfire, I just shove it on Sedge. Sunfire gives a little bit of anti-heal, which is good. And now I'm just gonna roll. And I think I should, like, if I don't hold Kale's here, or sorry, Kaisa's here, I'm dumb. Like, look, I should hold that Fiora, right? That's something to learn for the future, chat, or YouTube audience. If you're in this strong of a position, it doesn't matter how much health you have, you should be holding other people's units because you don't want to just lose there's so many times I lose the game to like somebody randomly having like a 3-star 4 cost because they just hit because they get lucky, right? And the main thing you have to think about TFT is there's lots of randomness, right? Like I high rolled for sure this game, right? Other people didn't high roll. Some people played bad boards, right? You should always guarantee like when you have a winning position, you should always convert it the best as possible, right? You shouldn't coast with a winning position to get like 10 elo and go fourth or go second or go third, right? Because there will be games where you are gonna get boned and you will go eighth and there is nothing you can do. So you always have to take, like, when you have a position where you can convert, you have to do everything in your power to make sure, right? That's the way that, like, good TFT players. Anyways, I hit Scion, so I switched this out. I'm rolling it down. I'm grabbing, like, Aphelioses, I think. I end up grabbing an Aphelios at one point. But yeah, so this guy doesn't move his Cassante again. He has Scion 2 now, but no Cassante move again. So easy win. Right. Same board I've been beating, so there's nothing new here. Just a little bit more items. He was final reserves, so he had like a lot of gold. I don't know if he pushed 9. Yeah, he pushed 9, right? Why did he push 9, right? I feel like that's another mistake, right? I think his win con is hitting Aphelios 3 here, right? Or hitting like something 3, right? Especially since the other Piltover guy died. But like, why go 9, right? You have, is it just for Bruiser? Like, look at his board, right? He has 1 2-gunner, timer, Targon in, and this, right? So first of all, Targon, not really that necessary. Bastion, sure. Bruiser, sure. You have this guy here. I don't think that she's necessary, but you can take her in. But you have a no item Aphelios 2, right? And you push level 9, right? I feel like rolling that gold down to hit like even Jace 3, right? Anything else maybe, right? Like, because I think final reserves you get a bunch of gold, right? If I'm not mistaken. Even if you don't, like, I'm not even level 9 and I'm in a powerful position, right? What you should always think about, chat, when you're in your endgame situation, usually your endgame board is on level 8, right? You're never really playing the game to have a board that caps out at 9. Right? You're always thinking like, what's my board on 8, and that's like the comp you're playing, and then if you can go 9, you go 9. But it's sometimes free, it's not always free. But the points where you can go 9, you have to highly consider. Is it worth it to roll all my gold on 8? Or is it worth it to go 9? I don't think that guy was worth it to go 9. Like, for me in that game, it wasn't worth it for me to go 9. There's nothing I can really put in for anything. So that's why, like, you should always consider that. Is it more worth it to go 8? Or say 8 and roll, or go 9. Anyways, that's the VOD review for this commentary. I feel like I played it okay. There's a couple mistakes, a little bit of over-rolling at the beginning that I pointed out. There was some positioning things, and mostly the same thing as usual, not scouting and looking for ways to prevent other people from winning. Right? Because preserving my win condition, I should have been holding on to some of their other units, because as you can see, my board from like here, right? From like here, like, you know, I level up, but there's a point like in this VOD where my board doesn't change for like 10 minutes, right? Like at all. Like I go 8 here, so I play like 10 minutes of the game with my board unchanged, right? Like minus like a Rek'Sai 2 and like some other items, right? And a Scion eventually, right? But that's like borderline inconsequential, right? Like the Scion 1 isn't really a net thing, right? So you can understand that, like, in this position, like, I basically did nothing for this, right? And there's a combination of, like, the people I'm playing against not really doing much. Also, look, this was back when I was... Oh, baby. I think I hit, this was when I hit Diamond 2 the next game. And then I had a couple unfortunate things, and now I'm like Diamond 4. I've just been having... I've kind of been tilting and playing, right? Like, basically I haven't forced any reroll comp in the last like several matches, and I've just been losing because of that. Because I'm usually just getting railed by a Cho while I'm trying to like learn Vanquishers or Gunners. Anyways, I digress. That's the main thing. So the main thing is, so other parting notes, if you're going Cho reroll, you basically early game try and hit Cho 3 as fast as possible. Go for combat. You don't really need to go for items as much, because you can even play Lee Sin. I still play Ornn because I like Ornn. Because sometimes in desperation I feel like it's my comfort pick. because I played it the most. But you know, Master Yi is really good because of his second and last augment worked really well with bruisers, as well as many other team comps. But you usually don't want to take items ones because you're basically just like greeting for items for Cho, and a lot of times like even secondary items for Cho are pretty good. And then whatever 2 backline units, this is like the main thing. A lot of times people are freaking out that they need to have like, you know, Cassiopeia Milio for the Invoker line or Sork line with Vel'Koz and this and no, it's like any 1 cost 3-star works, right? A lot of people don't go Kale. Kale is really good. I got 100 with it.
Switch
Like
to
it's
Chrome
okay,
to easily store
right?
your
You'll be fine.
passwords. So you can sign in
You basically
with a
just
click.
want somebody to do something in the back line, and when you roll down, the 1 costs are really cheap, so you stabilize early, and that's what you really want. But yeah, top 3 are probably like Cassiopeia, Malzahar, Kale, then Milio if you want to do Cassiopeia, Milio, Invoker, or whatever. But Cassiopeia is probably the best out of all of them. But look, I didn't hit the Cassiopeia and I didn't force it, and I still did pretty well for myself. Even if the rest of the lobby was strong, it might have not been a first, but I think you can still play a really strong board. And then obviously if you can get Bruiser Emblem, that's really good. And yeah. And then just be careful of like this. The thing that I didn't be careful of was the Cassante, right? Cassante can just absolutely dick your team if you place your Cho in like the wrap spot. You know, he just kicks it off. So you gotta be careful about that. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you for checking it out. I'm trying to get like a little bit better at these VOD review formats. I think I still like spend too much time because I pause and I go back and stuff. I want to try and like cut them down to like bite size, like 30 minutes max, 20 minutes. But it's a new format. I'm trying it out, and I'm having fun like looking at my old games to try and maximize my wins. And you know, eventually might post some losses, but I'm not too concerned. Anyways.